You know what's amazing? I think it's amazing that you can see who the shill Hollywood people are and who aren't based off their reactions to the Rings of Power. And now we have the War of the Rohirrim producer apparently trashing Amazon's Rings of Power series for reasons unknown. I mean, I haven't read the article yet, but I think it's amazing because it was awesome when you saw the original actor who played King Theoden in the Lord of the Rings trilogy coming out and destroying Rings of Power as well, calling it basically a cash grab. And now we have another version of that. So they're starting to speak out more and more. People are feeling more comfortable to speak out against this nonsense, and that's a good thing because we need to have this level of clash in Hollywood in order for change to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. Obviously, it's going to take quite a long time, but now we have another version of this. So I wanted to go into it in today's video. So let's check out the article. This one from Bounding Into Comics. It says Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim, a producer trashes Amazon's Rings of Power series. It says Senior Vice President of Action and Anime at Warner Brothers Discovery and producer on the upcoming The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, Jason DeMarco, trashed Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power from Prime Video. It says in two now deleted tweets captured by YouTuber MBR, DeMarco responded to an IGN article claiming to have all the answers about who is Sauron and who is a stranger following the Rings of Power season 1 finale. DeMarco initially responded to the tweet writing, "Don't expect answers that make any sense or derive from Tolkien." I don't think anybody did, to be honest with you. I don't think anybody did. After season 1 and their complete change of literally everything, there's no reason to expect any sort of true like source material or Tolkien's writings. There's really no reason to expect that. They don't respect the author. They don't care. They don't care about the source material. They don't care about how much you love the source material. They're not going to respect the author in any way. So I don't think there's any reason to expect it. He then followed up that writing, "Why make a show that's first and foremost going to appeal to Tolkien fans only to shit all over the world, characters and story that made us all fall in love with Middle Earth to begin with? I sure couldn't tell you." That's a great question. Who knows? As noted by NBR, DeMarco would explain why he deleted the two tweets, writing, "A, deleted the thread. It's drawing flies. Like all negativity, it just draws more negativity. A lesson I must continue to learn daily." I don't think it's something he should have deleted, honestly. Even if it draws negativity, at the end of the day, you need to have that level of fight in you. Like you can't start a fire and then put it out and say, "Oh, the fire got too big." Like you need to relax, and you know what? You need to take in the idea that sometimes there needs to be a fire. Sometimes you have to light a fire on the people, and if that means creating negativity in order to spew conversation, then you need to make it happen. Just because a conversation gets heated doesn't mean it's a bad conversation. You got to have that conversation, and people need to talk about how bad the Rings of Power is and how they have completely destroyed Tolkien's legacy. And they just have no reason to do what they did, other than the fact of identity politics. And you need to have that conversation. So who cares if people get mad? If people get mad and you can't handle that, then you shouldn't be in this space to begin with, honestly. He then elaborated in a follow-up tweet, writing, "By flies, I mean people that jump in my replies to be rude because they disagree with an opinion. I don't mean anyone who feels differently than I do. I'm not telling anyone what to enjoy or casting aspirations or those who like something I don't." Well, just stop explaining it. Who cares? Who cares if people are rude to you, man? People are rude to me every day. Like literally on my Twitter, every day people are rude to me, and I have a ball. Like I was gonna curse, but I'm trying to watch myself for YouTube's good old disgusting algorithm. I have a ball fighting back at people who try to be rude to me, who really think that their comments hurt me, who really think that what they say about me and the assumptions they make about me mean anything. It's hilarious. It really does, because I can feel their greasy fingers on the keyboard smashing it in such anger, and it brings joy to my life. It really does. Like I'm just weird like that. Interestingly, DeMarco's opinion clearly changed as he watched Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. When the show initially debuted, DeMarco wrote on Twitter, "The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, pretty good. It looks and sounds great. The money's definitely on screen. The score sounds terrific. Right out the gate, it gets close enough to the Jackson films and their feel of Tolkien that felt so right." However, he went on to hedge, but despite this, he murders a row of great TV writers and directors they've assembled, and the uniformly solid cast. It's still not great. None of the original characters stand out much so far, and the dialogue is trying for Tolkien and mostly not quite getting there. DeMarco continued, "I'm always going to be annoyed at the way that they are jacking around the timeline. Thousands of years of events are being compressed into such a short time frame, and the Harfoots are a total dud so far. So are fake Berenice and Luthien." And listen, I said this in my last video, that they are trying to squeeze the timeline so much, right? They don't have a respect for the timeline. They don't have a respect for the actual storyline because they think that it doesn't translate well on screen. They think that they can't take a book and translate it well in TV, and I call that BS. You have hour-long episodes, okay? Hour-long episodes. That means that season 1 was 8 hours long. season one. If you're gonna have multiple seasons, let's say every season is eight episodes, that's 16 hours after season two. Think about that. It keeps going on from there. You mean to tell me you cannot translate properly certain aspects of the book, that you have to compress thousands of years of timeline? Really? I mean, that's why you can make prequels. That's why you can make sequels. So if you start off with the Rings of Power and you want to make a prequel story about the First Age, you could do so and spread it out the right way. Or if you want to do a Third Age TV series, you could do so and spread it out the right way. There's no reason for you to come out and try to say that you can't do that, because it's been proven multiple times with movies, and movies are shorter time. Think about that. Like, if you could do that with movies, surely you could do that with TV series that are longer and spread out more over the course of more episodes. You can have as many episodes you want in a season. You could keep people as hooked as long as you want, depending how good your show is. But the problem is, this show is not good and they know it. So they made it only 8 episodes and tried to shorten the amount of time. It's really ridiculous, honestly, at the end of the day. It says he concluded his thread, so it's not knocking it out the park, but it ain't bad either. We'll see where it goes. They got arguably the most important part right. It feels Tolkien-esque. Time will tell if it's able to stand on its own. It doesn't feel Tolkien. Why do people keep saying that? It doesn't feel Tolkien-esque at all. Like, the humans look bland, right? The elves don't even look like elves at all. Like, you got mostly elves with short hair. It's strange. Like, none of it looks Tolkien-esque at all. Like, if you look at Jackson's trilogy and you look at the Rings of Power, you would think they're two completely different fantasies. That's what you would honestly think. Like, they're based off two completely different fantasies. And it's funny because he tried to say, oh, it's very a Jackson trilogy. No, it's not. Like, I could see that the moment I saw it, like right off the bat. The elves don't look majestic at all. Nothing stands out at all that makes this thing, oh, this is so Tolkien. None of it is. It's really sad. None of it is. It says, while DeMarco criticizing the Rings of Power is a good sign when it comes to the potential for the War of the Rohirrim, there's also a massive red flag. Back in October, he shared an excerpt from the Silmarillion and claims that it gives insight into Tolkien's thoughts regarding gender. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. It's an obvious push to claim that Tolkien would support the current and evil transgender ideology that has infected Hollywood and political elites in the United States. If he starts making this about gender in the War of the Rohirrim, oh, my God. Oh man, this is gonna be right there. Like, when people start talking about stuff like that, you already know this is not gonna be good. It says, to make this clear, he points to one line: even as with us, male and female may be shown by the raiment, but is not made thereby. He would also like a response with a meme showing that Tolkien would say trans rights. Yeah, I highly doubt that. Oh no, this guy is he's trying to pretend like he's not infected, but he is 100% infected. However, he doesn't even include the full sentence and is taking it out of context despite sharing the full context in the previous tweet. Tolkien writes, but when they desire to clothe themselves, the Valar take upon them forms, some as of male and some as of female, for that difference of temper that they had even from their beginning, and it is but bodied forth in the choice of each, not made by the choice, even as with us male and female may be shown by the raiment, but is made thereby. Clearly, Tolkien is noting that the Valar were either male or female from the very beginning, but they can choose to appear as a man or a woman, not actually become the opposite of how they were made. A man can indeed dress like a woman, and a woman can indeed dress like a man, but just because you are dressing as a man or a woman, it does not make you so. Damn, that's a great way to end this article, man. I'm just gonna end it right there because that is perfect. And honestly, like I said, if this guy is gonna start talking like this about gender ideology and he tries to bring that into the War of the Rohirrim, it's gonna be a fail. It really is. God, I'm tired of them shitting on Tolkien. I really am. Like, this is something that annoys me to no end, and I know it annoys a lot of you. But if it's something, it's probably gonna be something I'm gonna review at the end of the day. So don't worry, and we'll go into it and kind of check it out. And I'll let you guys know exactly what this little short or movie or whatever it is going into. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's story, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.